Hola, hello, guten Morgen, buenos dias, good morning, namaste, namaskar, sat sri akal, ki hal hai, and what's up, people? 2021, we really don't know what this year is going to bring along with it. But at the same time, let's fall in love with each other all over again. Let's build up our expectations all over again. Let's dream. Let's dream for a better tomorrow. And in this very video, I'm going to talk about one very important thing which is going to I think it's going to be a craze in the coming few years, and even the government has hashtagged it Atmanirbhar Bharat or being self-reliant. Something which everybody is scared when it comes to Atmanirbharta or starting its own business or self-employed or freelancing is failure. We all are scared of failing. We all are scared to face ourselves in the mirror when things didn't turn up the way we wanted it to be. Failure has always been a part of the history. It's a part of the present, and it's going to be a part of the future. And it's rationally, practically not possible to eradicate it from our uh, entire process of being who we are. If you are literally serious of growing in your life, if you are literally serious to be something of your own, to make a mark on this planet, you have to fail. Failure comes along with the another word called rejection, and rejection is anything and everything which is not in our favor. Being it falling in love with somebody and things didn't turn out because there is a rejection, applying for a job, things didn't turn out because we didn't fall into the likeliness of the people who were sitting there in the office who are responsible to hire you. And being a self-employed, we didn't get certain tenders, we didn't get certain assignments. uh, it's just an ongoing process. As I said, it's not possible to eradicate it, but at the same time, it's completely possible to understand what causes a rejection, how to minimize it, what to learn from it, how to grow along with it, and how to understand rejection and our own response towards it from time to time for our own betterment. When it comes to the word rejection, different people have different bandwidth to deal with it. Some people take a short period of time to get casual with it. Some people take quite a long period of time to get casual with it. And I personally fall in the later category where it took a long period of time for me to understand why things are not happening, why things are not getting planned the way I wanted it to be. For example, not getting replies to my mails, pitching for an assignment didn't turn out to be, getting a query but it didn't turn into a productive thing. The factor which also determines how you deal with the rejection is what is the emotional quotient. I may be really wrong in saying that word, but how emotional are you when it comes to rejection? How emotional, rational are you when it comes to dealing with situations? How practical are you when you come across certain scenarios where you have to think not only from your point of view but also from the other person's perspective? I'm pretty sure a lot of people, after going through this entire video, are going to argue with me, stating that whatever I have discussed in this video is pretty obvious and it's much of a common sense. And let me be honest, common sense is not common, and it's going to be a very rare talent in coming time. It's just my personal opinion. At the same time, along with you, this video is also meant for myself to understand my rejection better, how to make best out of it, to achieve my goals a little faster in a far healthier manner. Being at the right time, at the right place with the right people is the formula to be successful in life and to make your dreams come true. I know the word rejection or the feeling to get rejected is not the awesome feeling on this planet. I know because I do suffer with it on everyday basis in some or the other form. Now, if you ask me what is the other formula to bring these three pointers at the same time, it again takes a lot of permutation, combination, a lot of rejection to understand every and each and every factor involved in this formula. The very first thing which I would like to share it with you is time. I myself am trying to demystify it, and the moment I come to a certain conclusion, certain solution, I will obviously be sharing with you all. The second factor, people. You have to get rejected by a lot of people and get accepted by a certain group of people to understand who is your target audience. The third factor is place. I will strongly suggest, and it is indeed a fact in this today's world of globalization. You should not only concentrate in your immediate geography and environment, you should also reach out to people who are out of your geographical zone. Maybe the services and the product which you are selling it or which you're producing it in your place is not very much in need with the people who are in and around you, but it's very much in demand with the people in the other part of the continent, other part of the city, and another part of the world. So don't feel hesitant to reach out to people. Don't feel hesitant to advertise yourself out of your comfort zone, and that's how you're going to understand all the three factors, and you will come up with your own formula to how to bring these 3 points at the same time. The nature of rejection also gets determined by the fact that how we are advertising ourselves and reaching out to our target audience, the kind of message we are conveying it to them, and the kind of message they are consuming it from their end. We have to be very transparent and we have to be very clear with the message how our service and products are going to benefit them in short and long run, help them achieve their goals, help them to make their life a little far more better. The more transparent, honest, and relatable it is with your target audience, the faster it will reach out to them, the faster they are going to end up getting convinced. And it's a chain process, and that's how they may even end up sharing with their other friends. And reference is one of the strongest way of getting a loyal customer or even getting a customer or marketing yourself, and it's one of the traditional ways to do it, but it's still one of the most effective way to go about it. To add, it's important to understand how good you are at influencing and convincing people. Your ability will determine how often they need your services, how much they need it, and how badly they need it. There's a difference between influencing and pestering. Influencing people and over influencing people. Past many days, in fact, past many months, I'm getting calls from my bank where they are really pushing me to get a credit card, convincing me left, right, and center, and giving me lucrative deals that this credit card is for free, though nothing is for free. Even though I'm trying to place my own reasons of not being interested into it, they have been calling me again and again, and it has come to a point that I have to block all the possible numbers. And I'm pretty sure a lot of audience out there can relate yourself with my situation. So try to understand what has happened to me, that I'm not interested. It has the entire advertisement has uh, ended up giving a bitter taste in my mouth regarding them. So the way to go about it is advertise yourself and let your target audience and client and whosoever it is, let it come to you at its own pace, because when they will value your service, when they will value your existence, a loyal customer, a loyal audience is what all we are looking for. There's a certain amount of grace and beauty a handwritten letter carries along with it versus email. If you're someone who uses these platforms to communicate and target and reach out to your audience, there's so many things which one should be taking care of. First, the heading. It should be catchy, it should be brief, it should be interesting and to the point. Second, please address the person with its name. He, she, Mr., Mrs., Sir, Ma'am is not going to do justice, and you just can't rely on your luck that it reaches the concerned person and the person reads it devoid of it not being addressed to him or her. Third, make the subject matter really interesting and to the point, transparent, brief. Just don't make it sound like a script than a mail, because people don't have time. They want to read the entire matter as quickly as possible. They want to know what exactly you are looking from them and what they can offer to you. And at the bottom, please mention your contact details. Mention your complete name, mention where are you based out of, your email ID, your phone number, your mobile number, any online link where they can see more of you or more of your work. They can know more about your services and products. And something which I really wish people can take care of, and they can put a little more effort than sounding like they sound so lame when they do it, like it sounds so unprofessional, is marking way too many people in 2CC and BCC, until unless all those people are connected to each other and this matter really have to be addressed to all of them. Put some effort, mail everybody individually, make it sound personal. One of the reasons I can't omit and stop talking about handwritten letters is because it was so personalized. Whosoever used to receive it used to feel so loved, beloved, respected, important. And these all factors kind of get omitted when it comes to all the electronic mode of communicating, when it comes to email, WhatsApp, social post. And it takes a lot of skill, a little bit of talent, a lot of practice, a lot of trial and error to come and understand your language which works. At the same time, it carries the essence which those traditional mode of communication used to carry. The end result should be the receiver should not only remember you for any instant requirement, but he or she should even get convinced for any future requirements. The way we communicate with people, the way we express our feelings, thoughts, opinions, statements on both online and offline platforms makes and breaks, and it also determines how often we are going to get rejected, how badly we are going to get rejected, how it's going to affect us in short and long term. If you're not good in certain language, if you're not good in communication, there are so many online and offline platforms available to learn the basics, so that at least you are good at communicating what you're supposed to communicate. If something which is way too complicated, you are open, like you are very much welcome to take a little bit of time, excuse yourself from that immediate position where you have to answer at a very instant. Frame it with the help of some friends or something else, and share it with a concerned person in a language that is more respectable, more personal, more entertaining, more interesting, more influencing, more convincing, um, and it even saves you from so much of embarrassment. Above all, one important thing which leads to rejection again and again and again in the past 10 years of my career, I have learned one thing. If you're not updating yourself both in terms of product and service, sooner or later you're going to get obsolete. Sooner or later, the client which were looking for your services don't require it anymore, because they are now fascinated with something better. They are now fascinated with something more effective than what you were offering. Things are changing faster than ever before. Clients are getting having a lust to be better, having a lust to be as competitive as possible, because they also have a different competitor which is also providing the same service. So how your services are benefiting them. Being traditional, being old school, may work for some people, and I really respect them. You just want to do it for yourself and hang it on the wall and just, kind of praise yourself every single day that what a great artist or what a great visionary you are. It's a very personal affair. I have nothing against it. But if you are here in the industry to earn a living out of it, update yourself. Learn what are the different things happening in and around your market, in and around your industry, in and around your specific field of interest. As a photographer, I love manipulation, I love motion graphics, I love cinematography. I am also getting a knack and interest in filmmaking. I am not a script writer. I'm really trying my best to make dialogues for this very video. I'm trying to update myself to bring a different aspect, a different dimension to my present skill, to see if I can benefit somebody else and I can make a living out of it. This entire exchange process is going to last as long as this mankind is alive. So update yourself, learn things, read books, learn how to cook, learn how to be self-reliant, learn how to do marketing, learn how to be better what you're doing, learn how to manage your life, learn how to make other people's life enjoyable and beautiful and easy and pleasant. So many things. It's not important that you're just going to be good in one thing. If you really think hard, you're going to be good in so many other things, not in the same parameter, not in the same density, but for sure there are so many people who are looking for your side ventures at the same time. Okay, so finally we have we have come to the end of this video. Thank you so much for hearing me out. Thank you so much for still hanging on to me. If you are still hanging on to me. If not, thank you again for visiting my channel. And I hope this video has helped you to understand the nature of rejections, how to minimize it, how to understand how to work around it for something better. Please don't be scared of failures. Failure is the only way to understand how to do things better again and again and again. If I don't fail in this video, if I don't understand what I did good, what worked, what didn't work, I really don't know how I'm going to move ahead. And that's pretty much. If you would like to see more of my work, please subscribe to my channel, like and share if you think it can help somebody else. Hi, my name is Shubhona Karmakar. I'm a commercial advertising photographer, cinematograph artist, presently based out of Mumbai, India. And if you would like to see more of my work, there is a link in the description below. And if you have any views, please share it in the comment section. Adding to this video, I would like to share one very simple message, and it's my sincere request. Anything and everything happening in and around us, and the present incident which happened in Uttarakhand, it has nothing to do with any political propaganda. It's a man's strategy, and climate change is real. It's happening, and it's happening in a far rapid way than we can ever imagine. Uh, Now, you believe it or not, this planet is living. It's not we who are living, this planet is living. We need to give this planet enough time to repair herself, enough time to relish herself, enough time to enjoy herself, to give us back what we call it as opportunity, what we call as home. Not only us, the coming generations have equal right to enjoy these benefits which we and our forefathers did. So please, recycle, reduce and reuse, and I'll see you in the next video.